Hey, Buckley's Bookworms. Nice to see ya. Just got home from school and I am super pumped. I am really getting sucked into this book. We're on chapter 15 in Restart, written by our soon-to-be pal, Mr. Gordon Korman. When we last left our friends, it was chapter 14 was told by Chase from his point of view, and he and Shoshana had a fantastic afternoon with their war buddy, Mr. Solway, and learned so much about him. And Mr. Solway really opened up to his, dare I say, friends. Would you consider Chase and Shoshana and Mr. Solway friends? Definitely Mr. Solway and Chase. But what do you think is happening between Shoshana and Chase? Is there hope for those two? Will they be able to mend fences? That's a cool idiom. Remember from last time, mending fences means to kind of apologize to someone, make it up to them, repair your relationship, essentially. I hope they're able to, because those two work really well together. That interview went great. But at the very end of it, something happened, and Chase discovered, or at least Shoshana did, the case to Mr. Solway's medal. But the medal wasn't in there. And Chase has a sneaking suspicion that it's not lost, but it's been stolen. And not just by anybody, but by his two best friends. That's heavy. Or is it just Aaron and Bear that might be guilty of theft? Or was Chase in on it too? Let's find out. All right, I'm going to be real honest with you. I'm not reading ahead. I know as much as you do about this. You know why? Because I was afraid I was going to ruin surprises. I can't be trusted with that. All right, I've talked enough. Turn to page 122. Let's get this show on the road. That's another idiom. I'm just full of them today. Okay, my friends. Page 122, chapter 15. Awesome. It's being told by our friend Brendan Espinoza, our favorite YouTuber. Just kidding. I'm your favorite YouTuber. What? But Brendan's pretty cool too. All right. Told by Brendan Espinoza. Of all the video clubs in all the middle school, she has to walk into mine. The minute Kimberly Tooley showed up in Mrs. DeLeo's room, I was lost. Love at first sight. For me. Unfortunately, not for her. I mean, she's in love all right. With Chase. A few months ago, it would have been easy for me to hate Chase. But he's a different person since his accident, and the more I get to know him, the more I like him. Now what am I supposed to do? Hate someone because of pure jealousy? That's just unfair that's just as unfair as when Chase used to pick on me. Maybe more, since he truly seems to have no idea that Kimberly likes him. How annoying is that? I'd lie down on railroad tracks for an ounce of her attention. And, here's Chase, just totally oblivious to the fact that she's practically drooling over him. Exactly how hard did that kid fall on his head? Ugh. So, I've got Kimberly in my video club. Okay, I don't own it, but I am president. It's a golden opportunity for me to make an impression on her. And who's sucking all the air out of the room? Our rising star, Chase. I've got no one to blame but myself. I recruited him. I raved about his camera skills. When the others wanted to keep him out, I shouted them down. Slowly but surely, they all began to accept and appreciate him. Even Shoshana isn't quite so anti-Chase anymore. Their project on Mr. Solway is coming out fantastic. I've seen some of the footage, and it's going to blow the judges away. Ooh, that's a cool idiom. What does that mean? If you get blown away. It's not like getting blown away in a storm, right? Where the wind literally pushes you down the street. He's seen the footage, and it's going to blow the judges away. You know what it is? You're right. That means totally wow them, totally surprise them, exceed all of their expectations. Their biggest problem is that they're shooting so much great material that it's going to be impossible to figure out what to cut. And that opens an opportunity. With Shoshana and Chase wrapped up in their war hero and the others focused on video yearbook, all I have to do is get Kimberly to work with me on the new clip for YouTube. Then she'll start to see me as the famous YouTuber I'm destined to be, and not the 8th grade nerd that she finds so much less interesting than Chase. It's foolproof. No, she says. Why not? I wheedle. You know that word. Look at the board. You know that word. Why not? I wheedle. It'll be a great chance for you to practice on your camera work. Is it for the yearbook? Oh, it's way better. It's for YouTube. And your name will be right up at the top as co-producer. No, she says again. In total desperation, I blurt, Chase is going to be there. The change is instant. Really? Guess what? She's in. Now all I have to do is convince Chase to sign on with us. Come to think of it, the purpose of this is to turn her off Chase and on to me. We're turning the page now to 124. I don't think I'm going about it the right way. The whole romance thing is either more this whole romance thing is way more complicated than I had anticipated. But when I approach Chase, he's not that enthusiastic either. I don't really have a lot of free time, he tells me. Shoshana and I really busy with Mr. Solway. I'm pleading now. If you plead, you're begging. I'm pleading now. You've got to help me out. Kimberly begged me to take her along, and you know how lousy she is with a camera. If you don't come, the whole video's going to be upside down. He sighs. All right, Brendan. All right, I'll be there. By now, the project is leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Luckily, I have an amazing idea. It's called Leaf Man. I know that when Kimberly sees me starring in this, she'll be impressed. It could very well be the video that finally takes me viral. We meet in the park the next day after school. I've got everything we need. A morph suit, rollerblades, and 11 bottles of pancake syrup. What? I hand Kimberly camera 1 and Chase camera 2, although I'm pretty sure Chase's footage will be the real video. Anything usable Kimberly shoots will be a happy accident. I don't think she's that good at it. I duck behind a tree and take out the morph suit. To my dismay, it's white. I specifically told Mom to get black. I'm going to look like a bowling pin in front of Kimberly. But it's too late to fix that now. I put on the suit and the rollerblades and glide back to Chase and Kimberly. All right, you guys. Dump all the syrup on. Dump the syrup all over me. Can we just take a moment to review what I've just read? Okay, here's what I'm visualizing. Do you guys know who the Power Rangers are? Have you guys seen that? It's like an old video, and they're kind of in those tight, shiny, spandexy suits. They've got little helmets on. I feel like that's a morph suit. That's what I'm picturing anyway. And he's on rollerblades. Okay. And now he is rolling up to them and asking them to pour 11 bottles of pancake syrup all over him. I mean, is it just me? That's whack. All right. Top of page 125. If the goal is to get Kimberly to notice me, mission accomplished. Why? She asks wide-eyed. I point to the far end of the park, to the giant mountain of leaves the gardeners have blown in the corner. All right, I cover myself in sticky syrup and rollerblade down the hill into the leaves. When I come out, it's Leaf Man! She's bewildered. Another one of our words. She's bewildered. Who's Leaf Man? I'm Leaf Man. All the leaves are going to be stuck to the syrup, see? And the video will be called Leaf Man. So? Chase takes pity on me. Oh, yeah, it's going to be awesome. He opens one of the bottles and pours a thick stream over my head. Even through the morph suit fabric, it feels gooey and gross. The things I do for my art. And Kimberly, of course, although that doesn't seem to be working too well. 11 bottles later, I'm covered in this stuff and starting to draw flies. That means attract flies, not sketching flies. So he's starting to attract flies because he's covered in syrup and he's in a park. This is weird. All right, I say, let's do this. Confession. I am not the greatest rollerblader in the world. And I can't get up the hill. I keep rolling back farther than I make it forward. They have to haul me to the top. Kimberly dragging me by the wrists and Chase pushing from behind. I'm sorry. That's funny. Just one more time. This nerdy little dude is in a white little spandex morph suit, covered in syrup. The girl of his dreams is having to drag him up the hill while Chase is behind him, pushing his back up the hill. Oh my gosh, that is rich. That is funny. We get some strange looks, although nowhere near the number we're bound to attract when we shoot the actual video. Bottom of page 125. Production is on hold a few minutes while my camera people wash the stickiness off their hands and get into position by the leaf pile. At last, Chase flashes me the high sign. And I ease my weight off the foot brake and sense the slope starting to move me slowly forward. The slowly part doesn't last very long. The acceleration happens much faster than I expected. In a few seconds, I'm hurtling down the path at dizzying speed. Proper rollerblade form says I should crouch or bend down for better balance, but I'm too scared and I'm too scared to bend my locked knees. So he's standing straight up. Yeah, flying down this hill. I can actually feel the G-forces forming the syrup on my face into thin streams. With a sinking heart, I realize that this video may go even more viral than I thought. Not as Leaf Man, but as Kid breaks every bone and body in goo-drenched rollerblade stunt. Through a brownish film of syrup, I spot Kimberly and Chase on either side of the mountain of leaves. Flip cams pointed at me. At least, Chase's is pointed at me. Kimberly seems to be filming the air above my head. Then they're gone, and all I can see is the leaf pile barreling toward me. I hit the leaves with a foof. Look at that. F-O-O-M-F. Not even a real word, but it is a type of figurative language. What kind is it? What? Totally. Onomatopoeia. I hit the leaves with a foof and end up buried at least 4 feet inside the mountain before my momentum stops. I lie there for a moment, stunned, listening to the muffled sound of Chase laughing from the outside world. It takes a long way to fight my way out of the mess because a lot of the mess is coming with me, stuck by syrup onto the morph suit. When I rip the leaves off my face, I see that the pile is about a third as big as it used to be. And the sky is dancing with blowing debris, like with the trash from the... As soon as I can breathe, I finish the script by thrusting a fist in the air and bellowing, "Leafman!" I never quite get the second syllable out because I'm knocked over by a big golden retriever who climbs on top of me, licking at the syrup. I can already hear the chorus of barking, and I know that every dog in the park is headed in my direction. Well, at least they'll keep the flies away. The flies at bay. I struggle up and try to skate away, but the wheels on my blade are jammed with syrup-soaked leaves. I take 3 clumsy steps before landing flat on my face, where I'm immediately buried under a canine swarm, a pack of dogs. I'm gratified to see that Chase is still filming, his hands steady, even though he's doubled over with the hilarity, like he's been over laughing. I don't get it, Kimberly says over the dog slurping. Is this supposed to be funny? The amazing thing is that after all of this, I still like Kimberly just as much as before. Maybe even more. Love isn't just blind. It's also totally stupid. Okay, there was a point that I didn't think I was going to be able to get through that chapter. That was super funny to me. I really can visualize in my head the movie moment of that stunt that he pulled. I mean, it's almost like a movie in my mind. If it's not in yours, I want you to rewind it and listen to that scene again and really try to picture what the author is telling us, because it's very descriptive and it's hilarious. All right, guys, let's see what's next. Chapter 16, Shoshana Weber. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's listen to it, or let's read it. Let's do both. See you there.